Hello and welcome to another episode of Top Deck, the series where we take a look at some of the best performing decks from the UK TCG metagame. So today we're here with, and I'm really sorry, I'm going to completely butcher your name, Priyan Liyanage and his 45 card Burning Abyss deck. So this is a pretty interesting lineup that we've got here. We'll start off by taking a look at the deck itself, get some information about the matchups that he faced, and then just some details about a general tournament report and concepts that went into this deck and the build. So we start off with double Alec, double Baba, one Cowcab, one Seer, triple Farfa, one Graph, double Libic, one Rubik, triple Farfa, double Fiendish Rhino Warrior, obviously the one Tour Guide, one Snow, which is pretty interesting to see for the deck, one Crane, which we don't see a lot of, but is in here too. And also an interesting choice was Orbital Hydrolander. So to summon this guy, you need to have 5 monsters or more in your graveyard, and none of them are allowed to have the same name. So it makes sense from the perspective of playing a deck that runs a lot of different monster names, especially when you're going to be putting so many monsters into the grave so quickly. And in a format where hand traps are relevant, you're ditching those to the grave as well, so this becomes live a lot faster. And this can also send 3 cards from the top of your deck to the graveyard to destroy a card in the field, which is pretty nice. Then we have triple Ash Blossom, double Ghost Ogre, triple Cyclone, one Dark Hole, one Foolish, one Monster Reborn, fresh off the ban list, triple Desires, and one Raigeki. So we've got some element of go second to and blow out the board here, which was typical of Burning Abyss a little while ago. Then we have double Anti-Spell, which is quite a popular choice for BA, just to take out a lot of things in the meta. Skill Drain as well. We saw a lot of this in the OCG, not so much in the TCG, so interesting to see this come in. Judgment, also fresh off the ban list, and triple Torrential, because now that you can run 3, you can rely on it a little bit more. For the extra deck, we have one Dante Pilgrim, one Virgil, one Beatrice, triple Normal Dante, one Leviair, one Engineer, one Acid Golem, Nightmare Shark, Utopic Future, Grampulse, Breaksword, Decode Talker, and the new Underclock Taker. For the side deck, double Gamma Seal and one Kumungus here, double Hanawata to deal with any sort of burning decks, which is pretty useful, triple Vanity's Fiend. So this was quite a popular choice when BA first came out, being able to just summon something basic and then tribute it off for a Fiend, either a Vanities or a Majesties. The one Slumber to go with the Kaiju, double Twisters, one Anti-Spell Fragrance to round off the set, double Dimensional Barrier, and Imperial Order. So this guy came really prepared for quite a variety of things, as opposed to tailoring the side deck for any particular matchup, it appears. So quick comments from me on the deck. There's a lot of stuff in here that is non-standard, certainly, especially with the Hydrolander and the Crane. It'd be interesting to see how effective these actually are, because it would be so very easy to just mill stuff that makes Hydrolander dead instantly. There's quite an odd bit here that, because BA is trying to establish a grind game, you want to draw into power cards. So in a sense, it's okay to run Dark Hole and Raigeki, although they are very much dead cards if you're trying to take first turners, set up your anti-spell and your torrential and your traps so that you survive for several turns and you grind out your opponent and get them to a point where you're generating resources faster than them. Raigeki and Dark Hole allow you to take a little bit more control in situations where you wouldn't necessarily be able to. That said, they do conflict quite heavily with Anti-Spell, so I'm not entirely sure if I were to run this deck, I think I would first of all try and make it 40 cards, and then suddenly try and focus more on going first or second. There does seem to be a little bit of confliction between whether you're going first or second with having these and the heavy trap lineup. But maybe that's just my very skewed perspective on how the deck runs. Obviously, I wasn't actually playing it. So it's really up to Priyan about how this all worked out. So let's hear comments from Priyan himself. So for the rounds that he played, he beat Heroes 2-0 in round 1, World Chalice 2-0 in round 2, Shiranyu Dinos in round 3, 2-0'd them. He lost to Pendulum 0-2 in round 4. Round 5, he beat Paleo 2-0. Round 6, he beat World Chalice 2-0. And round 7, he lost to 60-card ABC and Vote 0-2. So comments on the deck. So obviously he got 10th place with this deck list, winning 5 out of the 7 rounds, only losing to Pendulum and 60 card ABC Invoked. Lots of people that he found were only playing 2 Dante, and Dante number 3 literally came up so much, so he has no regrets for playing 3 of them. However, aside from Beatrice, Breaksword and the Link monsters, he never used the extra deck. As for the main deck choices, he felt the ratios were okay. 3 Torrential was insane, breaking Silly World Chalice and Dino boards whilst getting advantage for you, because it just combos so extremely well with the BA mechanic in general. Snow was also brilliant. Would have been real nice to see Hydroland and Skill Drain a bit more. Ash was good, as always. Wish I had evenly matched to supplement the deck, so that's why you don't see it in the side or the main here. As for side deck choices, Vanity's Fiend was good when it didn't get Raigekki'd, so unfortunately that did happen a few times. And Hannah Waters were there for Gemini FTK, which there were a lot of, but he never really faced. And Twin Twisters was also very useful against Paleo, other back row heavy decks. He felt that Cyclone was the better card of the format, which is why he mained those and not the Twin Twisters. He wants to give out shout-outs to Firestorm Games and the judge team for running an exciting regional, to Jack for letting him borrow his ashes, and his uni friends for giving him a pep talk in the morning. So thanks very much, Priyan, for sending in your deck list and all of this information. I did ask him a little bit about how he thought the format would develop. So he's hoping that the new BA Link will come out, Cherubini, which would completely change the way that the deck plays and hopefully give it a bit more popularity. He also expects that we'll see a lot more of the PK Fire coming in, because Fogblade is still a really strong card, and Pure BA will also be more viable, as summoning Beatrice with added protection is always nice. So thanks very much, Priyan. If you've got any comments or suggestions that you would like to make, then leave those in the comment section down below. Don't forget you can get involved in the Top Deck series. Check out the description for all the details. And feel free to get in touch. What do you think about this list? Are there any changes that you would recommend? Do you think that he's entirely right in my comments about, maybe Hydrolander and Crane? Maybe these are actually really important for the deck and should be kept in. And what do you think about the Dark Hole with the heavy trap lineup? Do you think it's relevant because you're getting into a sort of grind game state where these cards become really useful for blowing out the boards and maintaining your advantage? Or do you think that maybe they're more focused for a go second heavy build? Because BA does struggle at the moment to OTK, so maybe that's something relevant to include as well. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.